Guys, so it's Tuesday, and I know I missed the past couple of videos, and it's because I've been out of the office more or less since about Wednesday. So it's Tuesday, I'm off cycle a little behind, but we're gonna, just pick it up from here. So I want to focus on just the job opportunities that are out there because some of you guys are making some great progress, and some of you guys are just taking it at your own pace, which is great. I don't want you to be overwhelmed, and I love that you guys are working with each other because, quite honestly, you're answering each other's questions. And since I don't have access to the course exactly like you do, I just don't think I would. I don't know if I'd be able to help as much as you guys are helping each other, which is, great because that will also carry you over into the job whenever you find employment. And you're working in a setting where there's a lot of collaboration and working and helping with each other. So bravo to everybody who's helping each other, asking these questions, and all that communication that I see going on. So what I wanted to focus on, like I said, are the job opportunities, especially if you guys are, speeding through the course, and one of the reasons you're taking the course is because you want to, expand your job opportunities. I just want to kind of touch base on some things. So I mentioned this particular website before, the Coursera job platform. If you haven't created your profile yet, I encourage you to go ahead and do that. Even if you're still at a steady pace of getting everything done, go ahead and make your profile in this Coursera job platform. And that'll help you as you're progressing along, find opportunities, for your next job. And I also wanted to showcase a couple of jobs that I found that you guys might be interested in. That it's not necessarily on the Coursera job platform because there's so many other opportunities out there. I just want to kind of give you a wide perspective of everything that there is. So last week, you may remember that Power to Fly had their virtual job fair, the remote job fair. It was a great session. I don't know how many of you guys, looks like they're having another one. Okay, there was one last week. It looks like there's another one starting in about 30 days. So now we know. I didn't realize that. I thought that was from last week's one, like an old ad. Anyways, so I got sidetracked there. Sorry. If you attended last week's virtual job fair, you'll saw, there's all kinds of different organizations that were presenting, and they got some great takeaways. I got my little notebook here, so I'm going to kind of read off of it. So there were 6 takeaways that I had. One was to apply, just apply for a job. Okay. Even if you don't think that you meet 100% of the qualifications, just apply. And one of the things that they said last week, one of the HR people that they interviewed, and I think it's 100, and I do think there's a lot of truth in it, is that women tend not to apply for a job unless they feel like they are 100% qualified. If they don't check all those boxes, they say, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to apply for it. I'm not going to get it, so on and so forth. And men tend to only feel like the need to meet like 60% of those check boxes to apply. And I think there's a lot of truth in it. I know I'm guilty of it myself. And I've worked in like 3 different companies in the past 15 years. And I've always been amazed, kind of telling on myself, that I got the job. I was like, because I didn't check all the boxes. And, I checked most of the boxes, but not all of them. And, but I, sold myself in other ways, like, my initiative, my drive, my personality, or whatever it is. So, and I got the jobs that I've had in the, with 3 different companies the past 15 years. So just apply. Okay. And I talked about earlier initiative, like they saw I had the initiative, even if I didn't check all the boxes. Have initiative. I worked for a small business for 10 years, and I had the initiative to raise my hand anytime that the owner said he needed help on something. And that helped. That provided me so much value as learning, as gaining my confidence. And that's one of the things that these HR people are talking about. Raise your hand. If you get your foot in the door with an organization, be the person that raises your hand to, apply for any kind of opportunities. If there's an opportunity to learn a new skill and they're trying to find somebody in-house to train, raise your hand. and the other thing they talked about was they speak internally with amongst themselves, especially the bigger organizations. They share candidates information, like, if you interview for one role and you may not get that role because you don't quite, there's maybe somebody that was better qualified. They may share your information with somebody else within that organization who's also looking to fill a role. And you never know where those opportunities may lead. So, make sure you're in good graces and make sure you don't, burn a bridge, so to speak, just because you did not get one job, because it may lead to another job. And I got firsthand experience on that as well. And that's kind of what happened to me in my last job. Build a concise resume. I speak several times in regards to that your resume should be a living and breathing document, and it should be tailored to the job that you're applying to. And just make sure your resume is concise and using keywords. And that's a whole nother topic, not something I'm getting into on this one. But just make sure your resume is concise. Market yourself. Market yourself online. Use LinkedIn. If you're a developer, use GitHub. If you're anything in developing, coding, IT, whatever, that's something like a pathway you're looking into. I talk to my students a lot about using LinkedIn. You need to use LinkedIn. You need to build your profile. You need to build your network. And they were talking about how much time recruiters spend looking at LinkedIn trying to fill the roles of that they're seeking to fill. And the other thing that they talk about was looking at job postings regularly. And that's something that I can, reaffirm that's a good practice to get into. Because you can filter down, the job posting. So if you're looking at a particular organization that you really want to work for, and you're just constantly looking for jobs there, make it a habit of looking frequently. If you're going to be looking every day, you can just filter it down for the jobs posted this past day. If you're going to look every 7 days, whatever it is, look frequently and apply. Okay. So, but now those are the 6 takeaways from the Power to Fly virtual job fair that I attended last week. So I wanted to highlight this particular job that's on Power to Fly as well. It is a remote job, identity and access management developer. Like I said, it's remote. Has flexible hours. My Snapchat came through. So here's some information about it. And just, talks about the basic qualifications: high school diploma, minimum years of experience that you can see right there. But even if you don't have all of those years of experience, this Google IT certification is going to help supplement your education, and shows that you have the initiative, that you have the drive that I mentioned earlier. So don't let this deter you, even if you do or don't have it. If you have a high school diploma, they prefer a bachelor's degree. Again, don't let that deter you. Just because you don't check all the boxes doesn't mean you're not going to get the role. So just kind of go from that. So that's one opportunity that some of you guys may be interested in. And then here's another one that's more local. It's People's Bank out of Marietta, and there's a network support specialist. And the education, job skills, and qualifications, a college degree or technical certifications are a plus. So again, this Google IT certification is going to be a huge benefit to you. So that's pretty much it. I'll provide the links in the comments below in this video and in the email that you're going to be receiving that has all this information as well. I encourage you guys to just keep at it. I know sometimes it can be frustrating because, it's an online platform, but you guys are doing really great by working with each other and helping each other out. And I really appreciate that. And hopefully, you guys are getting some great, learning some great lessons from the platform, and on the soft skills where, just kind of working well with others, because that is such a huge part of being a successful employee for a company. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I do ask that, that if you email me, that you put in the subject line JFF, which stands for Jobs for the Future, which is the grant for this. Put JFF question. That'll help me just find those questions easier as I go through the emails. And I don't want to miss any questions, but I get a lot of emails, and sometimes, things get lost. So just put JFF question on there in the subject line, if you don't mind, just so I can make sure that I can see it and I can answer it quicker than I would be otherwise, maybe. So everybody have a fabulous day. This is Tuesday, so I may not do a video tomorrow, Wednesday. I may not make my next video and reach out until Monday. So everybody have a fabulous week and keep working at it. Thank you.